I believe to be true? I believe at night your calculator gets together with other electronics because they're sentient, they come alive, and your calculator is a jerk, man. He hates you, and he takes pleasure when you mess stuff up. So if your finger slips and you think you're hitting a 7 and you hit an 8, your calculator knows, and later he talks to the other like electronics. It's like, they're so stupid. They meant it, and you know, him and the cell phone, they're good friends. They mock you, right? So it's really, really important tonight that you are the master of your calculator and that you put things in carefully. That is, again, why I like the slightly pricier calculators, because then at least you can check and be like, okay, did I put it in right? Because the answers tonight are unpleasant. They're going to be like 6.128. Who the heck knows if that's the right answer? Like, it's not like, ooh, 7. Like, that feels really fulfilling. These are not fulfilling answers, which means you have to trust the process that you're doing, and you have to be careful. Is that cool? So Shane's closing up his Chromebook. So here's what. We are now at the place that we've been heading to for a long time, and that is solving equations that have variables in the exponent. And the problem is this: they're in the attic. I can't deal with them up there. I can only deal with stuff that's down here, like 5x equals 10. I can deal with this x when he's down low, but when he's way up here, I don't know what to do. So earlier in the chapter, we had a little plan of attack. And what we did, and you did this on your quiz, you don't even remember it because it seems like so long ago, we went like this. We said 5, you don't even have to write this, 2x minus 4, and then we changed that guy into 5. And then we said, oh, easy, I can cancel those. And that was good. That was awesome. But tonight, we're adding in a layer that's a little unpleasant. What the hell happens if I can't make the bases match? How the heck do I change 23 into 7? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. But I need to do this problem. And the problem still is this x is still trapped up there. So I'm going to need a new tool. I'm going to need a tool that will help me take this guy and get him out of the attic. I need him out of there. So here we go. This is the first thing that you're going to write. We're going to use the tool of logs. So I'd like to just have you write this problem down. And I'm going to remind you, when we were in 7th grade, I gave you a little problem that looked like this. 5x equals 45. And I said, how do you get x alone? And if I had 5 times x, how would I get x alone? What would I do? I divided both sides by, you got it. And you know why I did that? Because 5 times and divide are opposites. They're undoing each other. And here's where this all gets weird. This is powering. I'm doing something to the power. And to undo the power, to get him out of there, I do the opposite of powering. And the opposite of powering is doing a log, right? So here's what we do from here on out. Whenever we have something trapped in an exponent, we take the log of both sides. Write this down. Take the log of both sides. Just like we divided both sides, we're doing the exact same thing, just with a new tool, right? Because in math, what I do to one side, I do to the other. So here's what I'm going to do. It's pretty cool when you think about it. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take the log of this guy. So I'm going to say log 7 to the x equals log 23. What I do to one side, I do to the other. You're thinking, well, Mrs. T, that's not a lot of help, but it is. And I'm going to show you why. Because we learned back last week, when we have a log to a power, this guy, I can take that guy and write him in the front. Remember that? So I'm going to be able to take this dude right here, and I'm going to be able to say, come here, little x, come right here. And now he is out of the attic. I have moved him. I used logs, my new tool, whoops, to free that guy from the attic. Let me clean that up so that doesn't look messy, so you don't go like that. Did I leave? Yes. Ooh, I would, but the what's right here is a 1, and if I bring it down, it's just a 1, right? So that's an awesome thought, because what I do to one side, I do to the other. So if he had a weird exponent, absolutely, but he doesn't. He has nothing, so that's super cool. Does that make sense? Now, we're almost home. We're almost done with the math. And as we practice these, you're going to see this gets really fast. I want this guy, I'm going to make him, highlight him in yellow. I want him alone. I want him alone. I want this guy to be gone. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide by log 7. And I'm going to divide by log 7. And these guys will go away. And I am almost done. X will equal log 23 over log 7. And guess what? Your calculator can do all the rest of the math here. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to show you the long way to do this on your calculator, and then I'm going to show you the short way to do it on your calculator. Are you ready? I need everyone to get their calculators out now. Okay, everybody ready? Calculators out. Got your calculator? Right now, push in log 23, however you do it on your calculator. What'd you get? Just give me like 1.36. That works perfect. 1.36. Do me a favor now. Do log 7. 0.84. Works for me. Does it round to 8.5 or is it 8.4? 8.4. Now, again, you're thinking, Mrs. T, this is a lot of pushing in a button. So I'm going to show you a shortcut in a minute. We got one last thing to do. Push in your calculator, 1.36 divided by 0.84. And you should get something like 1.6. Is it 85?
You're supposed to round up. Miss T is supposed to be 0.85.
That's what I thought. Did you get 0.16?
Wait, do we know about that?
Yes.
Can't you just like
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Yes, 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 yes. Give me that. Yes. Yes. Now, I don't know about you. That's way too much button pushing for me. I just pushed about 9 buttons, and I don't like pushing 9 buttons, 10 buttons. So, what you can do is you can do all of this in one step. But here's the trick. The order depends on your calculator. So what I'd like you to do now with your table mates is try pushing this all in one step. Log 23 divided by log 7 equals, and if you don't get 1.6, it means you didn't do it in the right order, and I will come and help you.
I got 1.4.
Then there's something that I need to come help you, right? Okay, I'll come around and look. I stupidly get Who else needs me to help them with their calculator?
Oh, you're right.
You guys good? You guys know how to get it? Let's go. One more day. I'm only going to go one more day. Okay, everybody good? Here's one for you to try. New one to try. Hello, absent kids. Okay, new one. Do it. You got this. Now you're pretty fast at it. Try it by yourself. Take the log of both sides. Divide to get x alone. Put it into your calculator. That is literally the steps. Log of both sides. Divide to get rid of the, to get the x by itself. Put it in your calculator. It seems crazy and hard, but once you get the pattern, it's like, oh, these are pretty easy. Some of you are going to get fast enough that you're going to be able to eyeball it and do it in your, and not in your head, but straight to your calculator. But be careful. If you're not getting the right answers on these, like you won't know. So please, 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 you got to be careful on this. I'm doing it myself. I have to find the word log. Log. Let's see. What have I? Log. 3.
So I did.
Where did this number come from?
I got 2.578. So I got
2.38.
2.58. But you're pretty. That's important.
0.39.
Yeah, that's good though. That means that we're up. So let's so here's what we want to do. And now you're going to so let's put that in. Right, and that's what the equals 1 is the one in the numerator, right?
So the one with X.
Okay, here we go. Stepping up our game a little bit. Here we go, lammies. Oh, we're going to try this one together. Stepping up our game just a teeny tiny bit. Here we go. Same thing before. We want this guy alone. We want to get that 5x alone. Eventually, Jason, we're going to want to get x completely alone. But our first step is to get the 5x out of the attic, right? Eventually, we want x completely naked. But at this point, we'll take him and his friend coming downstairs. That's our first step, right? So our first step is take the log of both sides. So log 3 to the 5x equals log 11. Yay, that's my first step. Now, what that does is it frees this guy. He shoots down here, 5x. I put him kind of off to the side. If you want to put him in parentheses, that's totally cool too. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase these guys because he's gone now. Goodbye, dudes. Now I'm going to say, that log 3, I need him to go away. So we're going to do that each and every time. We're going to move it over, log 3. Now, we're going to be really careful here. We're about to go ahead, and you're going to use your magic of calculator. But when you get an answer, I don't want you to clear it out. I want you to keep the answer in your calculator. I almost want you to hold that answer up and wave it around the room of just this part. Log 11 divided by log 3. I am going to do it myself, so I know that we all are on the same page. Log 11, parentheses, divided by log 3. I love you, little calculator. You're my friend. It thinks a minute. Okay, I'm waving it side to side. I'm waving my 2.18. Now, the reason I want you to wave it is because we are not quite done. I have to get the x by itself. So I need to get rid of that stupid 5. So I am going to divide by 5 and divide by 5. If you left it in your calculator, just hit divide by 5 and, oh, I did 8, that's bad. 5, and I am good to go, right? So I got 0.44. How did you do? Again, it's outsmarting the technology.
You got 2.18.
I did.
I got 2.16. Would that happen if I rounded correctly?
But you know what? It could even be your calculator did a little rounding. So I, to be very truthful, am flexible as long as your answer is around that. It could be rounding issues. Here's what happens, Emma. The more you round, the earlier, the more it affects your answer. But I know what I'm looking for, right? That's called a rounding error. And in real life, like, so here's a funny story. In San Francisco, there's a building that they're spending millions of dollars of fixing because the guy, the architect, made a rounding error in the beginning of the drawings, and the building now is tilted, and at the very base, it's off by a few centimeters, but it's a 60-story building, and it's tilting almost 3 feet.
It's just lost here.
Right.
And then it's off is 5 inches.
Right, because it was off a little bit, and no lie, and it was because the architect made a rounding error in the beginning.
My friend has an apartment at the top.
What do you know the name of the building? It's on California, isn't it? Oh, look at it. Okay, you guys ready to try one? This is our last one. Do it. Do it. It's very cool. If you go see it, you can actually see it tilting. I don't know if that's good or not.
The Millennium Tower.
What they're having to do now is go underneath and put hydraulics underneath it to get it to go the other way.
They paused that because when they put it to see it sinking into like the first.
Yeah, so I think my husband thinks they're gonna end up having to tear it down.
After what?
They think they may have to tear it down. Well, because they may not be able to actually fix it.
That's crazy.
You know, I'm there in spirit. I'm there in spirit because you know, come on. March 11. Just like Hampton and Spencer and Sloan. I don't quite know if I should start it or if I Hey, let's take a look at the last answer and then I'm going to tell you Okay, here's what I got. Are you guys ready? Ladies and gentlemen, last problem. Everyone's watching. Okay, Norman. You guys ready? So I did log 17, close my parentheses, divided by log 6, and I got something, and then I divided by 4, I got 3. Well, you know what? I did 0.4. I did 0.4. Here's your homework. Listen carefully. I don't want to say it twice, and I'll laugh at you if you don't do the right stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 11. 1 through 6, 9, and 11. Hey, Joe, 1 through 6, 9, and 11.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to have to say it 18 more times. Hey, Norman, 1 through 6, 9, and 11. Stop it.
1 through 6.